There's so many of me. Why are there two of me? Okay. That was weird. Also, as you saw for a brief second, oh no, there's two of you. I know, right? Jeez, what the fuck are you doing up? What the fuck are you doing up? Chase! Can't sleep. Damn. Ah, Neko. Neko's upset with me. It's fine. How's everyone doing? I'm okay. And we're here to play some Vish games. Sometimes mods who shouldn't be up square. A long nap, I forgot home, so I sort of screwed yourself. Well, whose fault is that, huh? Cheese? Chat, why are you over there? Chat, why were you over there? Chat, I'm supposed to be over there. I have to move you back. It's like I'm corralling children. Just being like, hey, okay, kids, recess is over. Get back to your usual spot. Wait, chat, you actually should be over there. Never mind. Chat, get back the fuck over there. To make you ask questions? That's rude. Chat, you were in the right spot. I was in the wrong spot. I had wedding band on for a brief second. I'm wearing my work clothes still. That's a mage. So, this is gonna be a short stream. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. And the reason why it's a short stream is because,
don't waste my time.
I may have gotten distracted. And, yeah. I got distracted and forgot to stream, and I also got called into work today. That's actually the biggest reason. I got called into work today, so because I got called into work, I didn't really have, like, really anything to do. You're just stuck down there. Get down there, buddy. Yeah, so I didn't, like, you know, they were like, hey, we want you to come in for work, and I was like, okay, that works. And they called me, like, they called me pretty early yesterday, or yeah, yesterday, I guess now.
I must leave no nice and spicy.
There's nothing bad about it. I mean, the event was interesting, to say the least. Purely because nothing happened during the entire event. Like, I'm being real, nothing happened at all for the event. I got called in, I stood around for 2 hours, then someone finally showed up, and then that was it. I kind of felt bad for the people who were at the event, I'm gonna be honest with you. But, you know, those things happen. And I got paid for standing around. And I got given a marshmallow. I didn't get given a marshmallow. I got given a brownie. A gigantic brownie. That no one is gonna not share with anybody. I'm sorry, chat. You guys do not get the brownie. No brownies for chat. Please share. Listen, I would if I could. If I'm being honest, absolutely would if I could. Because there's way too much brownie for me to have. Yeah. No, definitely way too much brownie. Bible Thump! Sorry, I like Bible Thump. Bible Thump is like one of my favorite emotes ever. But anywho, so yeah. I went to work, I got hot chocolate, and I got brownies, and it was pretty fucking good. And, you know, the event was fine. I had, like, not gonna lie, my brain could not comprehend, like, half the things that were happening at the event. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, when people did show up, I have to serve them, my brain was like, the fuck am I doing? Why am I here? Who am I? And I was definitely very confused. But I figured it out, so. But, you know, I'm awake. I also got prepped for, whenever... So, I mentioned this on the update video, but I'll mention it here as well, for those who don't know. I should be going at some point to, like, different states to do events. So I got, like, the lowdown on what to expect. And oh boy, am I in for a fucking treat. Oh, it's gonna be great for me, but damn am I gonna hate life for a bit. So apparently when I do travel, it will absolutely be like 130 plus hours. I was told to expect some of the staff to walk out due to the ridiculous working hours. And I was told that if I wanted to walk out, no one would blame me. And I was like, that's the thing I really enjoy hearing.
As a good night should.
I understand why. I really do. So the whole premise... Oh, fuck, I'm going up against these guys. That's fine. So the whole thing, right, is that it's for, like, events. So we're talking concerts, we're talking, like, giant events. But the problem is that there's so few people in the industry, and that's the issue. There's so few people in the industry to actually do the work that when it gets time to you know, do the work and such, there's so few people helping that it's just hell because you don't have the hands you need. With me and a few other people on the team, it should be okay, but they're like, if it does get to ridiculous lengths, like, no one's gonna blame you for walking out. And I was like, that's insane, but kind of awesome. But I love my bosses too much. Like, there's no way I'm gonna, even if I'm, like, just chugging on Red Bull for, like, an entire week, I'm still gonna do what I can. Now, that being said, it makes uploading stuff a little bit difficult. Because on the update video, right, I said, hey, just want to let you guys know that, like, if I'm traveling for any reason, I'm gonna be... Excuse me, I was like, I'm gonna be... you know, trying to upload, like, Let's Plays and such at a specific time. I'm gonna have to do that way in advance now. Funny enough, they were planning on having me travel, not this week, but the week after. But then they realized that they need me for more things here. So... we fish it and then we'll be glad to have you there in general. These are behind? Exactly, yeah. So I will be good, like, money-wise and such when that happens. I don't entirely mind. Like, it is what it is. But what I'm gonna let you guys know right here, but also kind of make a post about it on YouTube, is when it comes to uploads, like, expect at least 2 videos per day for the week that I'm gone. And I'm actually going to be starting to record those, I hope, starting tomorrow. But I'll get into that after we do... well, I'll get to that right now, actually, because we're not going to do Albedo's thing for a little bit. Albedo's event's going on right now, and there's more happening in the story. But I will do that here in a little bit. Mainly because I want to get some other stuff. I want to use my resin right quick. So let me just talk about right now what you guys can expect for, like, YouTube stuff moving forward. And that's purely going to be 2 games. So I'm planning, just on my own, just as, like, kind of the start of everything, I'm going to try to do a daily series of Splatoon 2. I figured I'm going to go back to my roots. We'll do Splatoon 2, we'll do the story mode, show all of that off, and maybe even tackle like Octoling expansion just on our own and just kind of reflect on everything. I think that would be pretty cool. And it gives me a chance to talk about the actual story of Splatoon 2, and maybe even go back and show off Splatoon 1 as well. Because even though I did a huge live stream of Splatoon 1, I didn't really like pay too much attention to the story. So I might do something like that as well. Plus I might try to get Amiibo and do Splatoon 1. But expect like, not this week, but the week after. So, or sorry, not the week after, but the week after that. So we're looking at, let me pull up my calendar here. I have this all marked out. The 13th of December, Monday, the 13th, that will be the first day that that will be the first day that the YouTube series for like Splatoon 2, that will be when that is live. So it'll be live, and that way, you know, everyone can check out that series, and that'll be a daily thing. Which means that for those who watched that update video, you'll know that the other game I was talking about was Nosha. Nosha will be the one that happens while I am at, like, when I'm traveling. So I'm gonna try to get Nosha at least recorded. Like, I'm literally gonna have to play through Nosha again, which is fine. Like, I'm gonna play through Nosha, I'll speed through it and everything, and then I'll record that, and that way I can update it, upload it when I'm traveling and such. And that should at least handle that entire week. As far as other uploads go, there is also the voice lines, which I did finish Sayu's voice lines. So Sayu's voice lines are all said and done, they're all ready to go. I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't like Sayu's voice lines in Genshin. I don't like her English voice lines. And that's not like me dissing Lily Pichu. It's just, man, they did not do the character. Ooh, it is rough, in my opinion. Like, there is, oh my god, I don't even know where to start. There is almost every single line has her saying something regarding sleep and making the same sleep noise over and over and over and over again. And it's not like, oh, you know, it's just like kind of a sleep noise or something. No, it's like the same noise every time. And I'm not gonna lie, like, recording it, like, it was hard to, funny enough, it was hard to stay awake and hard to focus because it just was the same thing over and over.
Steady as stone. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. It's nothing.
We get it, she's sleepy, exactly. Like, I get that she's sleepy, but like the other three like lines, like Japanese, Chinese, and Korean, really fucking good. In fact, Sayu's is actually the first one, and I hate the fact that I only speak English because it makes me irritated about Sayu specifically. Sayu's voice lines, I have reasonable proof that Sayu's voice lines are vastly different between languages. Vastly different. Because, so there's parts of Sayu's voice lines where she'll, like, you know, yawn and sleep and all that sort of stuff. And for some reason, I noticed a significant discrepancy between some of Sayu's lines in English compared to the other languages. And, like, it was noticeable. I was really surprised. Like, there was one where, I think it was the Chinese one. The Chinese one had the same like, finished every sentence the same way, which was annoying, but I realized that Sayu regular, like, sorry, regular, what am I saying? Sayu in, oh my gosh, I can't even think. Sayu English does not do that at all. Like, Sayu in English does not have anything that, like, sounds the same at the end, which is so weird to me. Which gives me reason to believe that there are vast differences between each language that gives more lore on the character. And I think that there is what I'll call a bilingual bonus for those who speak all the different languages. If you speak the different languages, I think that Sayu and like other characters probably tell you more of their story.
I'll catch up.
Which is a little frustrating for a lot of people because, you know, we only speak one language. A lot of people do. Some people are bilingual, but, you know, they're not quadlingual. So it's weird. It's definitely very, very weird. But it's just something I noticed. But overall, Sayu's voice lines, I'm going to try to get them up tomorrow. Translate the Japanese voice lines, yeah. I'm going to hopefully get Sayu's voice lines up tomorrow. Probably after the stream today, I will render it together or get that all put together, and then hopefully get it up tomorrow. I wanted to get it up today, but I got called into work. So that did not work as planned. But yeah, I'm going to try to get it up tomorrow. If not, absolutely will be up on Friday. This Friday I don't have work. By the way, Ningguang, insanely strong, also very hard to use.
Give up. It's nothing.
So, yeah, next week, by the way, when it comes to work, I'm going to be working almost every single day. Which forces? No, there's only Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Jeez. There is no Spanish. I know. But, no, it is what it is. Don't worry about it. And then I have the voice lines going to be set up for the next one. Like I said, I'm trying my best to get through all of them. It is taking me a little bit because, once again, I have work I gotta do and I have other streams. Luckily, we're getting through all the streams today that I wanted to get through. So we should be good. Tomorrow is going to be a weird day, though. So tomorrow I work very briefly. I work a really short shift tomorrow, but it's like late in the day. It's like at 6 or so. So, you know, I would love to stream most of the day tomorrow before that, but I don't know what I'm going to stream. Because I really want to stream more Buried Stars. Buried Stars was so good. But I also need to get through Skyward Sword too. So I'm going to try to focus... Like, I think at the beginning of the day tomorrow, I'm going to focus on Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And then hopefully... Oh shit, actually... I'm thinking about it. Hold on. Oh, fuck. That's actually a little awkward. Because if I do Buried Stars, I'd have to go until 5:30. Sorry, I have to go until 5. Which I don't know gets me... I don't know if that actually gets me through the chapter I'm on. That's awkward. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. But I want to do Skyward Sword tomorrow, like really bad. And I want to start it pretty early, but I don't know. Tomorrow's also just a weird day. I don't. If this, a few of you guys know why tomorrow's gonna be a really fucking weird day for me. I don't want to talk about it on stream, admittedly, so don't worry about it. What up, Lassie? How's it going? Yeah, I don't want to talk about what's happening fully tomorrow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then cool. But, like, I don't know if I need to not be streaming tomorrow when it happens. I don't know the specifics. So, we'll see. It's a weird day tomorrow. Anyhow, we'll figure it out. I think tomorrow... Here's the problem. There's people who I know want to see Buried Stars, but if I do Buried Stars early tomorrow, then it's not gonna... Like, people will miss out. They'll probably want to see it. I know Cheese wants to see it. I know Neko wants to see it. Like, it's a fucking great game, don't get me wrong. Maybe I play Killer tomorrow. That wouldn't be an idea. Ooh, what if I play Killer for a little bit tomorrow? And just try to do some of the archives. And achievements that I'm missing. Oh, I was supposed to message Neko about that. Well, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it?
Don't waste my time.
I don't think Neko is still up, so. Sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Mr. Robot? Has I not heard my name? I was gonna message you something. Oh, he's finally moving. Oh, shit! He's fine. He was just chilling. I killed him dead. Alright, so that should be 2, right? And then this gets me to 60. Awesome. Okay, cool. Alright, anyway, with that being said, let's do Albedo's stuff now. Because I did all of my stuff I wanted to do.
One day I'll take you to see the snow that falls over Liyue.
That sounds great, Ningguang. Now let's talk to Albedo Alfredo boy. So I gotta look for the star in his chest to figure out who's the imposter.
Traveler, Piemon.
How's your investigation
Your
going?
faces
So it's
say
the real
that
one.
Perhaps you haven't turned up anything?
We investigated all over the mountain, actually. But we
Euphemolgus.
didn't see anyone that looked like you or hear of anyone else meeting.
Yeah, there's an imposter Albedo
This
who
is
does not have a star in his chest.
unexpected. I haven't made much progress either. He appears to know that we are looking for him, and has opted to lie low for the time being.
Maybe he's already always operated discreetly.
Still,
Fair.
there is one thing I found. I discovered footprints on some parts of the mountain, and although they were a little covered by the snow, I could tell they'd been left by someone of a similar size to myself. The
Interesting.
footprints were quite numerous, so I believe my next step will be to rule out each of the adventurers active on Dragonspine, one by one.
We can help with that. We have plenty of contact with the adventurers.
True.
So now we... Ah! What was that?
That was a big
It came
noise.
from that direction.
Could it be the imposter?
Let's go check it out.
Yes, let's hurry.
What's the imposter doing? The shadows deepen. Act 2. Follow the source of the voice? About to see Albedo 1 and Albedo 2.
Rocks? What are these boars also doing here?
Boars? I love boars. Boar grills. Oh.
Hey, did you see that? Did those rocks shake just now?
Yup. Oh god! They opened up! It's Eula!
That was most unfortunate.
What are you guys doing here?
Hi Bennett, hi Eula. Hi Amber. I assume it was some sort of bad luck.
I have to agree. We've been wandering this area for days. We ran into Pallet earlier. You know, the, kind of a reckless sort of guy. You know the one? Anyway, he said he was unlucky, so I gave him some adventuring survival tips.
That works.
After that, he disappeared to rejoin the training camp.
Wait.
The
Are you
feet.
saying that after all this
Bossy
time
has a
you still
foot
haven't
fetish,
made it
apparently.
back to the base camp?
Well, as you can see,
You're with Bennett.
it was nothing really. We just hit a few landslides and snowdrifts and took a few downhill tumbles. You know the deal.
It's
Those
Bennett.
sound like unforgettable life events to me.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
Jesus.
you're correct. We haven't made it to the base camp yet. We have had extraordinarily poor luck over the last few days.
What,
Almost
Blossie?
as if a sinister force has been trying to thwart our every move.
That's called Bennett's luck.
Fortunately, I made advance arrangements for Gerald to remain in a safe location and conduct some basic physical training exercises.
I'm sorry. I'm the one to blame for all this. I've always had bad luck and it always rubs off on everyone around me.
That's fair.
Sorry to create so much extra trouble for everyone. I don't know what to say. Maybe this is the awesome power of fate. The scary kind, I mean.
Don't say that, Bennett.
I agree.
I'm not scared to be around you. You're on my team. I've used you a little bit.
We're just used to it now. Besides, it's not like we have the most amazing luck ourselves.
Really? I think you guys have way better luck than I do.
That's fair.
Well, what can we do about that? Oh, Paimon knows. How about
I love how there's
Paimon shares some
there's
fun
Ningguang's rocks
You're
still
welcome to
floating
a bit of
around
mine,
us.
Too. Although if the last few days are anything to go by, it seems in pretty short supply at the
Don't
moment.
mind the random flowing rocks. We just have the
Nice.
Queen of Geo around us.
Aw, thanks. With a little luck from everyone combined, we'll make it down this mountain for sure.
Dude, I've been already down up and down this mountain so many
Let me
times.
flip a treasure hoarder insignia to test it out. All right, it's tails. The opposite of what I guessed.
So you can predict
PN's
your
YouTuber
future
considered
this way?
VTuber? Yeah.
But why are you
It's
so
just not a
happy
full
that you
motto.
got it
Also, welcome to the stream, Jomer. How's it going?
It has two sides, so there's a 50-50 chance of me getting it correct.
Fair. Welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Luck all comes down to probability, too. So as long as I use up all the bad luck, everything else will go smoothly. Guessing wrong when I flip an insignia is one way to use up some of the bad luck. So the probability of having some good luck in the near future just got a little higher.
Yeah, since VTuber is virtual YouTuber, technically, you know, as long as it's not the real face, technically anything can be VTuber, being honest. But it's just like, it's like a broad, man. From what I understand, so.
Hey, he's making no sense at all. Why aren't you calling him out?
Actually polite to most people.
I guessed wrong in my insignia flip, which means we should be able to make it back to camp.
Well, that's good news, I think.
Paimon's not sure that's how it works.
Let me try. It's this way, right? Oh, 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 oh! Ow, my butt! What is this shard of ice doing here?
How truly miraculous. This is a miracle of misfortune.
Welcome to Bennett.
I don't usually believe in luck, but Bennett makes the best case for it I've ever seen.
Fair.
Amber, if you are ever required to partner with Bennett in your future work and you encounter anything like this again, do not take any rash action. Wait for me and I will come to support you.
Huh? Yes, of course.
Yeah, everyone sounds
Now that you
exhausted.
mention it, I do feel a little tired. Trekking in the mountains has a way of wearing you out.
Well, since everyone is tired, why not take a rest in my camp?
Paimon's so sleepy. A nice bowl of hot soup and a good sleep would sure be welcome right now.
Said
Suddenly, I'm kind of sleepy too.
You guys have been on this mountain for
Amber will fall
days.
asleep in the snow if we keep going much longer. Come on, let's move. We shall head to Albedo's camp and get some rest. Take stock of our supplies, and decide how to get off this mountain.
We could just teleport you off this mountain. We've done it numerous times. Technically, I've done that with at least Eula, not Amber, though. We head back to camp, and the fake Albedo is there. Oh no! Fake Albedo is still not here. That's unfortunate. Where's fake Albedo, Alfredo? Boy. Oh, my rock's stuck there. Guys, my rock!
Here we are. Make yourselves comfortable.
My rock! I need it back!
Oh, I forgot. I don't have that many chairs. Please wait a moment.
Your
What's
rock was
he doing?
pinching.
Painting?
He is. He's painting a chair. Wait, alchemy can turn paintings into objects? How is this possible?
My paintings are like blueprints. Alchemy simply enables me to omit the manufacturing part of the process. It's an elementary level technique. With enough research and experimentation, this same technique can even be used to create living beings.
That's a little scary now, isn't it?
Oh. Well, since you can magically produce chairs, can I have one with a backrest?
I'll have a stool,
No
please.
problem. How many of you want backrests?
Me!
Me!
I'll also take one with a backrest, if you please.
But I like
Why
stools!
not have a chair that comes with a juicer?
A whole chair is way too big for you,
So
sure.
beat squeezing onto a stool with you.
In a moment, Albedo quickly created 5 chairs for everyone to use.
Oh, we have chairs now!
Hey, I got a stool!
This is so comfortable! Makes me want to stay the night here.
You're very welcome to stay overnight if you wish. There's still some time before dinner. Get some rest, everyone. I'll tend the stove.
Hey now, we can't be letting you do all the work. I can help.
So many
Please,
comfortable
put me to
chairs.
work.
Albedo, what's going on?
Pace yourself. Dinner could be a while. I still have a few things to prepare.
I mean... when will dinner be?
It's almost ready now. Traveler, please light the campfire and gather everyone for dinner.
Okay, that is the real Albedo. Sorry, I just wanted to see.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Woba! Set it on fire! Set everyone on fire!
Yay! Dinner's ready.
Woba, stop setting everyone on fire!
Food's ready,
Woba!
everyone. Come on, let's eat.
Stop
I
setting
made a few
everyone on
dishes
fire.
based on some popular Mondstadt recipes. This is no good hunter, but there should be
Woba's
enough to
just
go
setting
around.
everybody on
Please,
fire.
help
Nothing can
yourselves.
stop. You can't stop it.
Wow, smells great. Don't mind if I do.
Wait, don't steal all the fried vegetables. Leave some for me. Hey!
Everyone enjoys dinner around the open fire. Fire! So much fire!
Oh, what a great meal.
Piemon's a Kirby of this game.
Albedo, you're too modest. These dishes are as good as anything you'd find in a top restaurant. Are all alchemists so good at cooking?
You may be onto something there.
Right? Piemon thinks so too. It's his lab manner that gives it away. The kind of guy who holds a potion bottle as steady as a rock isn't the kind of guy who's gonna be slapdash with his salt and pepper.
Slapdash. What a
Actually,
word.
That makes a lot of sense.
What a word. Aw, Albedo's smiling. You okay, man? Albedo?
I'm so sleepy after all that food.
Is that fake Albedo, maybe? What are, fake Albedo
Did
just...
Bennett fall asleep sitting up? He must be totally wiped out.
The
Fair.
way he's sleeping is so alert. I'm impressed.
Watch this be a fake Bennett. It's been a fake Bennett this entire
Seems to be in a
time.
deep sleep. Ooh, Paimon wonders if he sleep talks.
Oh no, Dad, no apples for me.
Definitely sleep talks. Definitely sleep talks. 100%.
Sticky honey roast. That's your favorite, isn't it, Amber?
Sure is. Give me a sticky honey roast from Good Hunter any day. I used to take Eula to Good Hunter a lot back when we first met. Before long, Sarah would start cooking our usual orders as soon as she saw us coming. She said we ordered the same thing so often that it was practically muscle memory by that point.
Nice.
She
Good
also
old
said that
fun
if
stuff.
everyone in Mondstadt ordered like we do, her job would be so much easier. All she'd have to do is memorize everyone's
But won't you get
favorites.
bored of your favorite after some time?
Always eating together. Aww, it's nice that you two are so close. The
Albedo.
Traveler and Paimon always eat together too. It's a sure sign of true friendship.
Paimon eats everything
Two
I try to
people simply
eat.
sharing a meal says nothing either way about the relationship between them.
Eula!
Depends if it's a one-off meal or a regular occurrence.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Paimon just noticed something. Whenever Eula doesn't want to admit to something, she raises her chin or puts her hands on her hips.
True!
Ah, you've all picked up on that. Didn't know Eula's tells were so easy to spot.
We are done here, yes? I am free to go, am I not? Then please excuse me. I have a frozen lake I need to be at.
You're going for an ice bath at this time of night? Wait up! Don't go without me!
I thought you wanted to get some sleep. So maybe you should stay here and rest.
Man,
No,
Eula's
I should go
all
with
about
you.
ice.
It's late, and it's dark, and you're not good with directions like I am. Come on, let's go together.
Oh, they're the best friends. The bestest of friends. They fucking... Sorry. All booty shots.
An ice bath? Whew. Rather them than Paimon.
So much roast meat.
Still asleep.
Oh, hey, Dad. I'm doing all right. A leader of my own adventure team now.
He knows this is his dad.
Bennett really is a sleep talker. Okay, looks like we got some downtime now.
All right, you two. Time to paint.
Prepare to be
What to
amazed.
paint?
Nope.
Like you even need to ask. It's obviously going to be Paimon.
I'm on this.
Sure. But we should move elsewhere. We're likely to disturb Bennett's sleep if we stay here, so let's go outside.
Okie dokie. Alright, grab your easel, paper, brushes, and paints.
Time to draw a Paimon. Time to draw a Paimon. There you go. I was like, man, that was too far zoomed in for some reason. Let's fix that. Alright, time to paint with the Albedo of Alfredo's.
Let's paint here.
You still have the star in your
Allow
chest?
Paimon to adopt an elegant pose for your artistic reference.
The fuck, Paimon?
What's that look for? Cut the attitude and start putting your perfect Paimon down on the page. You better take this seriously, because this is going on Paimon's wall.
I'm gonna humor Paimon.
Confidence is a good thing. Those to whom it is endowed do well to flaunt it. I'm looking forward to the finished piece.
Thank you for teaching me, Albedo. Start painting. Oh, perfect. I'm the best artist.
Alright,
Anyone seen me?
start with the head. Now, in your mind's eye, what is written on Paimon's face?
Paimon's all out of brain juice.
Is that how Paimon really looks to you? Okay, forget it. We can come back to that. Let's move on to the body. Come on, paint what you see when you look at Paimon.
Top quality emergency food.
Paimon's starting to feel like this is not going to turn out so great. Now Paimon's getting nervous.
Done. It's the perfect. Perfect.
What is that?
Not bad. It's perfect.
How could... Paimon is lost for words. The brushwork is smooth and the composition seems professional quality. You had no problems there. So what the heck happened with the face, huh? Explain that stupid expression! Explain it!
Smooth, professional quality.
And those eyes! Those boring, lifeless eyes! Where's the soul?
Traveler? Have you previously received any education in the fine arts?
Very, very little.
So it's just a hobby then? Oh, well, that sure explains a lot.
Are we talking to the real Albedo? I get the feeling we're not.
Paimon look like this if you'd had any amount of formal training.
I was just trying to convey how special you are.
Fascinating. Piemon, if this is not to your liking, I can make a few amendments. Traveler, what do you think?
Please and thank you. Albedo make some improvements to the artwork. How's it look?
Alright then.
What's it
Piemon,
look like? What
this
the?
better?
What the? What the? That's really good. That's wow. I can draw stick figures. I can draw dicks. That's great.
It's a total ground-up overhaul, that's what it is! It's so...
Draws a stick figure?
Is that
No.
Paimon looks
Hell
like?
no.
Adding flourish to the finished piece is an essential component of what makes art. art. This is not to say that you differ from the painting on a fundamental level, rather that the real you and the you in the painting present two different styles of beauty. You remain the core reference point for the painting. So, Piemon, you can put your misgivings aside and hang this painting wherever you like.
This is my trial by fire as an artist.
Thanks, Albedo.
I'll hold on to it for the rest of my life.
Merely added a flourish here and there. You should be thanking the traveler. In truth, ground-up overhaul is more or less an accurate description.
The more Paimon looks at it, the more she likes it. Great! Paimon has a portrait painting. Paimon's gonna show this off to everyone.
Paimon looks really happy, true.
I can paint you next time, if you'd like. You can hang it in your home as a souvenir.
Well, I live in a
I
teapot,
rarely
so...
entertain so many guests at my camp. It's lively. A little noisy, even. But I don't dislike it.
Albedo just needs friends. We need
Liveliness
more
is a
friends for
rare thing
Albedo.
here on Dragonspine.
Fair. Everyone rests at the camp until morning.
It's a new day. Let's go meet up with everyone.
Hello, Albedo.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I slept great last night. How about you guys? All rested up? I'm fine, as usual.
I slept pretty well too. I
The
don't
path down
sleep.
The mountain is easier to follow in the daylight. Let's take this chance to head down to the base camp.
Sounds good.
Go! If we make good time, maybe we can all get lunch together.
Hooray, lunch. Hooray, lunch. Wait.
Flipped another insignia just outside the camp. Wrong again.
So your bad luck is all used up. We'll be down the mountain in no time.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Today's the day.
This does not bode well.
Oh no, avalanche!
That's not good. Good night, cheese. This is bad. We gotta run. Bennett's causing so much problems. What happened to Albedo?
Traveler, Paimon, are you all right? Are you hurt?
No, we're good.
Paimon's fine.
And I'm okay. You?
That's good. My arm got a little scratched up, but it's nothing serious.
Eula, how are
I'm
you?
okay, but I don't see the other two. I'm afraid the avalanche may have pushed them off the cliff.
That's not
They'll
good.
be on? They'll be okay though, right?
I think they're both robust enough to survive the fall. But if the falling debris knocked them unconscious, and they're lying there in the freezing cold,
Bye,
I have to get down
cheese.
there and rescue them immediately.
Fair.
Okay,
We gotta do it.
let's move.
Hang in there, guys.
Albedo should be fine. Albedo! Bennett! You guys okay? Hello?
Bennett, are you okay? Shout if you can hear me. Bennett!
Oh, Bennett's
A
okay.
voice. Over there.
Bennett, is that you?
Guys, I'm over here.
What about Albedo?
Are you hurt?
Let me check.
Looks like you're alive at least.
I'm a little dizzy, but I'm not in any pain. I don't think I'm injured.
Thank goodness. Scared the life out of me. If you're dizzy, sit and rest for a while.
How is Bennett still alive with all
really.
this bad luck?
This kind of thing
Jesus.
happens all the time. I'll be fine. Thank you.
Jesus. What about Albedo?
Wait, where's Albedo? Isn't he with you guys?
We thought he fell off the cliff with you. He still hasn't shown up?
We found Bennett here, so Albedo can't be far away. Keep searching this area.
Well, since Albedo is missing, we're probably gonna find the faker now. Right?
Albedo! No response. Are we definitely looking in the right place? He's not here either. Let's check with the others.
All of a sudden, 2 Albedos show up and we have to find the truth. Which, I mean, we have to find the star in the chest. But that's it.
Any sign of him?
Nope, he's dead.
Not a trace.
Albedo's dead.
From me either.
Strange. We didn't have any luck either. Where could he have gone?
Everyone!
Oh, it's the fake. It's the fake.
Albedo! Are you okay?
Not hurt.
Nothing serious.
It's the fake.
Everyone accounted for.
Guys, I think it's gotta be because of me.
True,
The avalanche
Blossy.
only
Very
happened
true.
Because I'm here.
So this is the
Guess
fake.
flipping a treasure hoarder insignia isn't gonna change my luck after all. No wonder no one wants to go adventuring with me. I'm so sorry.
Don't say that. I'm hardly the lucky type myself, so I'm not about to go blaming every little thing that goes wrong on you.
Exactly. Besides, Dragonspine is a dangerous place. Avalanches literally come with the territory. Bad luck has nothing to do with it, okay?
That doesn't seem like an accident.
What's wrong?
Your face looks... Oh no, did you get hit on the head?
No. I'm fine.
Everyone, the incident is behind us now. We should keep moving.
Why do I feel that Dragonspine has become more dangerous than it used to be? I hope it's
I mean, there's
just
still
my
the kid
imagination.
Joel, who's
Our
missing.
top priority now is to get off the mountain and regroup with the adventurers. Whatever further dangers this mountain has to throw at us, we must face them together.
Agreed. Guys, keep your eyes peeled and watch your step. Careful does it.
At this point, we should probably... I like how it points out, by the way, you're definitely with Albedo now. If you haven't pieced together that this is the fake, now would be the time to do so.
We've been heading in the right direction for a good length of time now. We must be getting close. I can feel it.
Victory is in sight! Hooray! As soon as we get to base camp, Paimon wants a bowl of hot soup and some barbecued meat.
I hope we can all get there safely. No more incidents, please.
Nope, another instance about to happen. There's probably another Albedo gonna show up and make things more confusing. Everything's been happening this whole trip. Something feels wrong, but what is it? It's this Albedo.
Hey,
It's the wrong one.
what's on your mind? You seem a little distracted.
It's some things. I just don't know where to
Things up,
begin.
isn't it? Are you hungry? Cold? Shall Paimon hug your head to warm you up?
No, I'm alright,
I don't
Piemon.
think I've spent so much time on Dragonspine before. It sure is cold, but the view is amazing. Isn't it,
So
Eula?
where's the real Albedo?
Eula?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I was just thinking. Whenever I've met up with you at Dragonspine in the past, we always stick to the same few spots. It's much more vast and beautiful here than I realized. If it were a little warmer and a little safer, I bet this place would be bustling with visitors.
Something seemed to grab Eula's attention. Does she sense that something's off too? Yep,
I
she
agree.
totally does.
People are put off by the cold and have an aversion to danger. They don't realize that there's much to explore beneath the icy exterior, if you were willing to spend the time and energy.
Well, she's the one who also
Albedo.
fought fake
Is
Albedo.
this the way down?
Yes.
I think there are several routes in this area. Does the path fork off here? It looks like it does. But maybe it doesn't. My head's still a little fuzzy from the impact.
I'm kinda dizzy too. I keep thinking things are swaying a little.
If Albedo suddenly says that he can't cook, we
Either
know.
path will work for us. The smaller trail is less worn and harder to see, but it's also shorter. Since everyone is weary, I suggest we take the shortcut. Follow me.
We know. It's not the real. Everyone follows Albedo onward. I think Albedo's just trying to get us killed.
Wait.
Yep, what's up, Eula?
Bennett and Amber don't look well. Can we take a break? We can continue once their conditions have improved.
Ugh. Now that you mention it...
Yeah, both of them are almost on death's door.
You hit your head earlier, didn't you?
Oh, you noticed. Are you sure it's worth holding everyone up over a little thing like this?
Also, we're definitely going back up the mountain.
Health and safety always come first.
Take a break,
Okay.
please.
Sorry for this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Talk to everyone? Hi, how are you all feeling?
Drinking some water can help with the dizziness. Oh, and lying flat on your back helps too.
Thank you, Bennett. Seems like you really know your stuff.
Man, this is weird when you know who the imposter is and you can't say
Life gives you
anything.
lemons.
It's so weird. It's
Weren't
no
you
shun
feeling dizzy too?
Among Us all over again. In town
Stop
of
pushing
Salem.
yourselves, both of you. Get some rest. We'll continue when you've gathered your energy.
Eula might come off as a little frosty, but she takes caring for her friends super seriously, more than anyone else I know. Every time I see that look on her face, I'm just like, stop staring at me.
Eula, what's going on?
Traveler, I know what that look means. What's on your mind?
It's like something's bad's about to
Maybe
happen.
seasoned veterans have an instinct for it. I sense it too. Something seems to have changed, but I can't confirm for sure. It could be difficult to verify.
Maybe that we're with a fake Albedo. What could it be? It's a fake Albedo. We know this
It might
game.
be imprudent to speculate out loud, but I believe you know what I am referring to.
Yep. How do we catch the fake?
Traveler, I think...
Yep, he left, didn't he? Watch out. Somebody who knows how to use cryo. Let's go, Bennett. So who is this fake? Hey look, it's Albedo. Oh.
Albedo, what?
It's not over yet.
So who is this fake Albedo? What?
Brace yourselves. This'll be a challenge.
Stay
What?
back! I'm going to cut this weed down to size!
What?
I got you covered.
What?
It's nothing. Give up. Your life is mine.
Said something. Wasn't paying attention. Pick the essence up to.
Don't waste my time.
As a dutiful maid would.
Long concealed crisis, huh? So what you're telling me is 100% should have chose a stronger team. Forgot that I was supposed to choose a stronger team.
It's nothing.
Literally, I should have chose my strongest team, but I just decided
Don't
to say
waste
screw
my
it, you know?
time. It's nothing.
Literally, like, this is all we're doing right now. Let me just hit, and hit, and hit. This thing is not difficult in the slightest. So, fake Albedo was a flower?
It's nothing.
Fake Albedo was a flower.
You wait.
I must leave no stone unturned. At the frying pan, into the fire.
This is kind of crazy. Can we just be real? Like, this is just literally crazy.
Help! You're toast!
Also, I know I'm using, like, a really weak team for this, which is kind of funny. But, like, I'm kind of... I mean, obviously there's probably more to it. Speak with the true Albedo.
What in the world was that thing? One moment it was human, the next it was a plant.
Is everyone all right?
Yep.
We're fine. But can you please tell us what's going on? I don't understand.
I mean, we know there's a fake
I
Albedo.
take it this monster is whom I had the pleasure of meeting last time.
Correct. As you might have guessed, this is a mutated whopper flower. An extremely rare kind.
But can whopper flowers turn into humans?
Not typically, but conditions on Dragonspine are far from typical.
That's fair.
Perhaps
Very
the
fair.
dragon's blood seeped into the land, then was passed to the monsters via the ley lines, accelerating their rate of mutation.
How could that happen?
This mountain is home to the remains of Durin, the venomous dragon. If there is anywhere in the world one might expect life to do unfathomable things, it would most likely be here.
That checks out.
Durin was an artificially created life form. Its existence is nothing short of a miracle, and proof of countless possibilities. In other words, this mountain we stand on is a cradle of life's profoundest mysteries. A vast and terrifying hotbed of possibilities.
That's annoying to
The
explore.
avalanche. It must have been the work of this imposter.
I think so too.
Agreed. All the other troubles you faced on the way down could also have been its handiwork. My guess is that it was targeting everyone that I've had contact with.
So it stole your alchemy notes,
I
right?
forgot all about that.
It's not inconceivable.
But what was its purpose? Was it just trying to get rid of us?
Yeah, that's a good
I
question.
have
What
a
is the purpose?
preliminary hypothesis on this.
What is it?
Whopper flowers are masters of mimicry, and those we encounter in the wild often appear in the vicinity of the plants they impersonate.
Yeah.
In other words, the whopper flower likely has an instinct to replicate and replace. As a plant, it will disguise itself as another plant and infiltrate the group, hiding among them for cover. the plant being imitated has no way to detect or fight back against this behavior. But when it disguises itself as a human...
It wanted to replace you and infiltrate our group?
That
Yes.
sounds crazy.
Maybe it created the avalanche to get rid of us. I predicted this eventuality, so I availed myself of the avalanche to hide and lure it out. It was watching us the whole time, and when it saw that I had disappeared, its instinct was to take my place. At that point, its disguise was complete, and its next move was to hunt its prey.
Which was all of us.
That's
Crazy.
exactly how whopper flowers operate.
So when it approached and attacked Jewel, what was that? A trial run?
Perhaps. Or maybe it enjoyed posing as a human, and wanted to experience what it felt like to be human.
We're fortunate to have discovered it in time. I think the Traveler was the first person other than Albedo to notice something was wrong.
Hey, you're very perceptive as well. Don't count yourself out there,
How could
girl.
you tell the real me and my imposter apart?
I want to know too. I had no idea the other guy was an imposter. They looked exactly the same to me.
Yeah, you didn't have the star-shaped
I
mark.
see. It goes to show how difficult it is to impersonate a human. This mutant whopper flower tried its best to replicate the original exactly, but still managed to miss some details.
Yeah, the diamond's very
Unbelievable.
noticeable.
To think that
Very
Diamond's mind
noticeable.
creates such terrifying possibilities.
Whopper flower, it adds up, but a piece of the puzzle is still missing. Was this the same one we met on the day we were chasing the thief? It didn't feel quite the same. Could the whopper flower's mutation be
At
unstable?
least we won in the end. It looks like my method did work after all. I used up all the bad luck, and the good luck finally came through.
Something else is still
About
wrong.
that? If you're referring to having fallen down the mountain and avoided injury, well, that's because I was secretly protecting you.
Huh? Well, that still counts as good luck to me.
Yes, that's not an unreasonable way of looking at it. Okay. We've been delayed long enough. Time to move on.
Yeah, let's go.
Ooh, Albedo knows something's up too. Interesting. Albedo also seems to have a thought. The Albedo boy be thinking. It might have to concern Joel.
Cyrus doesn't seem to be here. He must have headed up the mountain. Let's wait for him here.
Amber, are you feeling better?
Yep, all good now. Nothing to worry about.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys. If not for you, I'd probably still be locked up in that cage.
You just be unbended in a
I think you all
cage.
properly, but I can't think how at the moment.
Ah, you're good. Don't worry about it.
You must be pretty used to being on the receiving end of people's kindness by now, though, surely. You probably need it often enough, given your situation.
That's fair. That's fair.
Come on, don't put it like that. Sure, plenty of people have shown me kindness before, but that doesn't mean I will ever take it for granted. No matter how many times people help me out in life, I will never forget any of them.
That's a good memory, at least.
Instead of repaying those who helped you, perhaps you could help others yourself. Everyone meets others in need from time to time. By choosing to be there for them, you're passing the kindness you received onto others.
That's
Yep,
fair.
You're right. That's what I've always tried to do, and will always continue to do.
Good job, Bennett.
Right. And when Cyrus gets back, I'll find some way to help him out too.
This has been quite an eventful day.
Apparently it's not over
Yeah,
yet.
It has.
It
It's
doesn't.
really hit me how tired I am now that I've started to relax.
I need to rest. Everyone, please excuse me for a while.
Yeah, I need to get some water and maybe a piece of fruit. Once I'm rested up, I need to get back to being an instructor again.
True.
Well, it looks like the curse of the mountaineers who couldn't get off the mountain is finally broken.
Well, we're missing
Looks
Cyrus
like
and
the
Gerald.
Untitled Chapter has come to a close. Shall we find somewhere to rest and chat too?
Why not? Then please, come with me.
Yeah, we knew
You
he
said
had something
something
to
too, didn't you? Then let's go.
Huh? Are you going back to your camp again? Paimon thought maybe we could talk here.
I'm on. Don't be dense.
Okay. Might as well come with you.
Good. Shall we set off right away?
Sure. We followed Albedo to the campsite in the mountains. I should probably switch to the OG team.
Sorry for bringing you back here once again. Some topics are best discussed in private.
Fair.
Is this about the imposter?
That's right. I have to say, Traveler, I'm very surprised you noticed the difference between me and the imposter.
Yeah, the mark on your neck?
Yes. This mark. Perhaps it's where it all began.
What about it?
Ooh, sounds like the beginning of a big story. Keep going.
Well, I can't deny that what I'm about to say does sound like something from a children's storybook.
Cool.
So, what do you think this diamond-shaped mark means?
A tattoo? A crest? Something else?
Is it a scar?
No. Consider it a birthmark.
Yeah, no, that checks
Have
out.
you ever
That checks
seen
out.
an intricate glass ornament and wondered how it was made? Well, one method for crafting with glass is a technique known as glassblowing.
Oh, it's the Piemon picture, dude.
Glassblowing is not a
Piemon
widely
picture back
known
there.
art in Teyvat. For this reason, glassware made in this way is usually very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
As the name implies, glassblowing involves blowing air into a hole, much like blowing up a balloon. This type of glassware is known for having a pontal mark at the point where the blowpipe was inserted, where the hole was sealed at the very end. This mark is a sign that the item was crafted by a human hand.
Interesting.
Sounds kind of amazing.
I think that's actually true for glass blowing, honestly.
It is a wondrous
Cool.
and beautiful art form. Alice says that these marks are seen as proof of the maker's fine handiwork, the only flaw in an otherwise perfect work of art. My mark is something similar to this.
Gotcha.
The difference between synthetic and natural life lies in the directional flow of the life force. The energy of a natural life form flows out from within. That's why flower buds bloom and curled leaves unfold. And it's the very reason we watch and wonder at blossoming flowers. Creating life artificially, on the other hand, involves, to a certain extent, the introduction of an external source of energy into the embryonic life form. When the hole where the life force was infused is sealed at the end, it leaves a mark not dissimilar to the pontal mark in blown glasswares. The alchemical substance drips and spreads out in all directions, resulting in this rather ingenious diamond shape.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, honestly.
Wow. So
Probably
that's
painful if you
where
got a
it came
tattoo of that.
from.
Very
This
painful.
mark is a
Neck
sign of
tattoos
my artificial
look
origins
fucking painful.
and proof of my imperfection as a human. I presume that the imposter intentionally avoided replicating this mark so as not to become less than perfect himself.
Damn. You be telling me all this, by the
You
way?
are fundamentally different from other people. I have few qualms about sharing my secrets with you.
Yeah, we're kind of an
Just as
anomaly.
Piemon said,
It's fair.
it all sounds like a story. Even if you were to tell anyone else, they would regard it as nothing more than a tall tale.
That's also
The
fair.
transcendent and miraculous are not the only things to which human beings aspire. They pursue the everyday, the ordinary, to a far greater extent than I would have ever imagined.
Hence the notion of
People like
otherness.
to believe that those who are thoroughly different from themselves could only ever exist in stories. It makes things much easier. Or, in other words,
True.
all the unfathomable things we've seen recently would make good material for a
Dude, I
novel.
have so many ideas for a novel,
have
and I'm
friends
just
who
too
write
lazy to write it
novels.
down.
If they wrote this story, it'd probably be
I'd like to
even more
meet
complex.
somebody other than Zing Shaw who
Making up
writes my
stories
novels.
is easy.
honestly.
Even Paimon can do
Oh,
that.
but keeping people's interest,
Oh.
so hard.
I didn't know
So
you had that
hard.
kind of talent.
Paimon's the best guide in Teyvat. Making up stories is a piece of cake.
In that case, how about we have a storytelling contest?
Oh, I'm
We can
so
build some stories on
down.
the events of the last few days.
Sounds great. But we still have to help out the Adventurers Guild.
I understand. Creativity is something that cannot be rushed. Take your time, and come back when you have found some inspiration.
True.
We'll see whose story is more compelling.
Wow, so there's still more to this story.
We'll regroup with
Which
the
is the one
Adventurers Guild
more-
for now.
Sure.
So the last piece of the puzzle that we don't know. Oh, hello.
My story. Yes, I should have known. Master's failed specimen in the dragon's belly. This is where the story truly begins. If we switched places, if you were the survivor, then as the abandoned experiment, the failure of the primordial human project, I'd want to replace you too. I would replicate your appearance, study your alchemy, and create miraculous life forms to divert your attention. I would wait for the right moment, then dispose of you and the Traveler, the sole person to have known your secret. And then, I could finally experience the joy of being brought into the world.
I wish we could watch those cutscenes over and over again. Rise of the Fellflower. Having absorbed the blood of the wicked dragon, the swapper flower has undergone immense changes. Handle with care. Destroy all the arcane fruits and defeat the Fellflower. The Fellflower activates its snowball attack. Use arcane fruits to interrupt the attack and defeat the Fellflower. Monsters created by the arcane fruits. Defeat the Fellflower without allowing it to absorb any arcane essence at all. So many different things. Hey, we got the portrait of Piemon. Alright. So we got Rise of the Fellflower now. We still got some special training. Which is probably going to keep activating all the way till... locks in 2 days. Which is when we'll probably get it all taken care of. Same with the Fellflower. And I'm gonna take a random guess that this is probably... keyword probably.
Regular snowfall. One day I'll take you to see the snow that falls over Liyue.
One of the ones that, yeah, you just have to press. I just want to check out something, though. So if I press square, we can do it co-op. Okay. Interesting. Honestly, I like that quite a bit. It's so fascinating, all the stories in Genshin Impact, you know? It's just, there's so much good lore. There's so much interesting stuff that happens, and the story quests are honestly beyond amazing. Obviously this is for, like, an event, and I guess you can miss out on it. That's the one thing I never understood, is I don't know if you actually can miss out on this stuff. Because I know this is an event, I imagine that the story quests are still relevant and that they're still there. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I can't really speak because, you know, I don't have another account. It's not like I'm playing 2 different accounts to check things out. But it's still fascinating to me. Just all the lore and the story building that we're making. That's why I'm looking forward to doing deep dives into a lot of the characters in Genshin Impact, just to kind of talk about, you know, what exactly is going on in this game, you know? There's still so much that seems like is clouded in mystery, if we're being completely honest here, right? If we're being completely honest, there's so much stuff crowded in mystery. You might hate Genshin Impact because, like, the gacha and the game and all that sort of stuff, but the story is still hella compelling. Like, let me go over to the archive real quick. Because keep in mind, if we go to the travelogue here, these are all quests that we have done to get to where we need to go. You know, we started with Mondstadt, we did the Liyue stuff, and then, you know, we had to figure out what's going on with Conria for a little bit and learn about the Traveler. Then there's 4 things about the Inazuma chapter, which, you know, that's all done. And then now there are technically... Is it technically Eula, or is it... What? I guess it's technically none. But, like, I still... You know, I'd like to see that quest information. I want to see those cutscenes again. I really, really hope that in the future, MiHoYo makes it where we can watch those cutscenes again. Like, I know it seems like, oh, you know, what's the purpose of watching those cutscenes? Dude, I'm somebody who loves rewatching cutscenes in video games. I love going back and rewatching the cutscenes and seeing exactly what happens, you know? Dissecting it, figuring out what exactly it means, analyzing each little thing. Like, I would be the person to check out every single frame and be like, oh shit, we saw the other Albedo, it's the fake one. But it's the Whopper flower, the real one. Hey, what up, Jay? How's it going? Thank you for the hydrate. But I'm being honest here. I love that sort of shit. I absolutely love it. And I really hope that MiHoYo, whether it's next patch or sometime soon, adds an ability to see previous full-blown cutscenes. I really want to see that stuff. I really, really do. Because I want to piece together the lore. I want to figure out where this story goes. Heck, there's a Chinese-only manga that talks about some stuff that's, you know, that should be happening in Mondstadt, but it hasn't happened yet, or we haven't even seen that part of the story, you know? Like, this is something, like, slight spoiler for like, the manga. Just letting you guys know, like, this is a slight spoiler for the manga regarding a character. There's Vanessa, who is the original, like, Dandelion Knight, right? The one that Jean looks up to, and, like, it's like, Vanessa's the greatest and all this sort of stuff. She's a bird flying around Mondstadt. She permanently flies around Mondstadt, high above the sky, to watch over Mondstadt to make sure that it grows. You find that out in that manga. You find it out nowhere else in this game. From what I understand, I don't even think Jean's story talks about it. I haven't checked Jean's stories. Let me just double check. No. Does that represent Barca? Yeah, no, it talks about Vanessa, but it doesn't talk about the fact that Vanessa literally was granted from the gods to be a bird to watch over Mondstadt to make sure nothing bad happens. Like, I think the only other person who knows about that is Venti. Venti being Barbados, right? Like, so fucking cool, but we don't get to learn about that stuff. And keep in mind, Genshin has this reputation, right? Genshin has this reputation for being, you know, the gacha game, the money wallet soul-sucking game, you know, with the worst fan base, because they do nothing but want to get you in the game, and they don't want to pay for things and have other people pay for it. Like, that sort of shit, right? I understand that. But if you look at Genshin by itself, it is honestly a fucking spectacular game. I do have my gripes with it. Honestly, the gacha stuff honestly sucks. Like, we've been through this. The gacha stuff really, really sucks. We've been through this. But, real talk, the characters are beautifully designed. There is tons of lore in the characters. There is tons of lore, by the way, in the weapons. Like, there's lore everywhere. I want to cover all this lore, because it seems like no one else has. But there's, like, actual, like, lore about each of these weapons. It's like, oh, by the way, you know the Lion's Roar? Oh, yeah, the Festering Desire, it's a creepy straight sword. Here's the full description, story from long ago. Like, what I wish I had the time to just dive into all this sort of stuff. I'm going to do my best in the future, which is why I'm trying to get through all the voice line stuff. But, like, real talk, this game has some dope-ass lore. And I really am excited to see what happens in the future. I have one fear with Genshin. And that is how long the developers can keep interest. For those who are not aware, which is probably as much as like very few people, but you know, Hoyo has another game called Honkai Impact the Third, right? Post a weapon lore video on YouTube. True, I know. That's something I plan on doing in the future. I'm just talking like as time goes on because I want to do the voice lines first and then kind of move on to that and such. But yeah, Hoyo made Honkai Impact. And Honkai Impact is still a big game to this day. From my understanding, it has its I think it has its own anime or something. It has like little spin-offs. It has fully like animated cutscenes and such. Like this cutscenes are smooth, but like we're talking fully anime stuff from what I understand. I haven't played it myself, but I get sent some stuff from it, and I get asked to play it every now and again. But I don't have enough money to invest in it. And if you're telling me that you could just be free to play. Honestly, I'm somebody who just hates being free to play. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you tell me to play a gacha game, I'm going to pay. That's just how it is. No ifs, ands, or buts. Besides that, though, I know MiHoYo is also making another game that's supposed to be space themed. I might play that space themed one. I just want to let you know, but because I like playing it from start to end, but we'll see. But my one fear is that MiHoYo is going to lose people's interests. And here's why I'm worried about that, right? As you can see, most people on my friends list, they've been there for like 1 day or so. They're offline for a day, 4 days, sure, 5 days or so. But if we step back and you look over, like...
We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees.
You look to like a lot of the Genshin player base, I think a lot of this player base died out, and it's honestly probably because of these updates lately. And I can understand it. 2.2 and 2.3 have been. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. 2.2 was an insane letdown of a. I'm gonna just take the path and kind of walk all the way to Liwa right now, so don't mind me while I talk about this. 2.2 was a letdown. I'm probably not the only one who thinks that. I think a lot of people think that 2.2 in Genshin Impact was a letdown. The creation of Surumi Island and the focus on... There was the Hutao and Tartaglia. Tartaglia hinted at a huge lore event at the end of his event. But his event was lame as fuck. The dungeon thing was cool for one time and then got old super, super fast, right? Super fast. And then Hutao really didn't even, Hutao was like, oh, by the way, you can roll for Hutao again, but Hutao has no story relevance, so just, scrape that under the table. And the other events are, forgettable. And then, once again, Surumi Island was fucking terrible. I still haven't explored Surumi Island because I don't feel like I want to go back. I will eventually, but I don't feel like I want to go back right now. 2.3 is better, right? I like the Albedo event. I love the lore in the Albedo event. I love that the fact we're getting more fleshed out information about Albedo, but keep in mind, for those who play this game, the Albedo event is the big part of the update. There is Arataki Ito, who is another character that's going to be in the gacha coming up. And there is Goro. And there's some hangout events, which I haven't done the hangout events, but I do want to do more in the future. Cool. Thanks for that, game. I'll worry about that later. I'm just going to do that stuff off stream. And it's cool that we're going to get Ito, and it's cool that we're going to get Goro. And we're probably going to get some sort of story stuff regarding Ito. And I think that will be the big thing, but I think that the event is going to be a lame that we get in tangent to Ito. The reason I say that is because if we check achievements, if you check the thing, we get the Omni Ubiquity Net, which allows us to catch wild animals and put it to our Serenity Pot. For those who don't know what the Serenity Pot is, the Serenity Pot is the home, like designing your own house and like garden in the game. And it runs in the same issue that, oddly enough, I never thought I'd make this comparison in my life, but here we are. It reminds me of Viva Pinata, where you have so limited access to what you can place in your area that you truly can't make it look spectacular. And that's why, like, there's a few people who are like, oh, but hey, Kit, you know, you haven't really done too much with your Serenity Pod. What are you doing? Like, I know you're just kind of chilling, and I mean, like, as we walk over here, I can actually show you guys this. Like, my Serenity Pot, for reference's sake, for those who have not seen it, is a fucking mess. Because literally, all the stuff I can put out here is these two things. And these, which I didn't realize that I had to collect right now. But, like, real talk, I literally only placed two things out here, and it already reached the max. Or at least is, like, very close to the max. There is nothing else I can place. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I know that at one point they're like, hey, by the way, we updated it so that way you can create or place more things. It doesn't feel like that at all. It really feels like I am super limited. Super limited to what I can place. Heck, if we check my other places, this place just has people. This place has a bunch of stuff just sitting out in the middle of nowhere, and so does this. Like, look, it's just a freaking mess. It is literally just a mess just to get points.
Someone needs assistance.
And I really am frustrated that there really is.
I'll catch up.
I'm extremely frustrated that there is no increase of size to this. Like, I have almost everything unlocked. Obviously I need to get to level 10 trust level, but I just have I don't feel like I should, because what's the point? Like, that's the big thing. Like, it's really like, what's the point for working on that if I'm just gonna be limited? Yeah, it's extremely frustrating. And this is coming from somebody who enjoys Viva Pinata. Heck, my follow alert is Viva Pinata. I love Viva Pinata. I've loved the cartoon since I was a kid, and I've streamed the game every now and again, whenever I feel like it. Usually takes like months in advance because there's a lot of stuff that has to go into it. But I love Viva Pinata, and I criticize. Hey, thank you so much for the host, Jay. I appreciate that. That is hella loud. That's fine, whatever. Sorry, like, I know how frustrating it is to have like a limit size to your garden, but the limit size in Viva Pinata made sense. You couldn't just overfill your garden with like so much shit. If you wanted a decorative garden, you made sure there was no pinatas. If you wanted a shit ton of pinatas, you had no decorations. Like, that's just the trade-off of the game. This game doesn't need that. This game doesn't have that at all. Also, I need to go up. What am I doing? Oh, whatever. I'll just journey along this side here. Why not? But this game doesn't need that. This game, like, I don't understand why there is a limit. I really don't understand why there is a limit to what you can place in Genshin Impact. If you're just going to say that it's the PS4 and the PS5 version and the iOS, okay, explain how PC also has it limited. Is it just to coincide with the two? That's not fair to PC players. Heck, PS4 and PS5 players get stuff early. They get Aloy. They got Aloy early, and there's like some PS5 like exclusive and PS4 exclusive stuff, like specific swords and gliders, right? Like that is a thing. We got exclusive like swords and items, and yet you're telling me that PC is gonna get gypped again because it has to coincide with PS4 and PS5. That's dumb. Sorry, I am legitimately frustrated because, real talk, I want better things in this game. I really do. As somebody who has been playing this game, and thank you for the gift, the tier 1 gift and sub, Jay. The Soups, enjoy your, I guess, one sub you month. I still gotta work on those. I apologize. Back to what I was saying. As somebody who just really loves this game and even distance myself from the community a lot of the times, because the community is fucking wild, dude. It's fucking crazy. But I still distance myself from them because I know I kind of also don't share the same opinions as a lot of them. But I will say that I love that the story is as big as it is. I love that the world in the story is expansive. I just wish that they fixed the little things. You know? I understand that they want to get patches out every, like, 9 weeks or so. I think is what they said. It's like every 9 weeks. We want to get the next content update out. But you gotta work on the other things. You don't want to turn into a Dead by Daylight, right? You get out the content and then a bunch more glitches show up. Luckily, there's no glitches or anything. But the world also just, you know, still feels empty, to be honest. Like, to put it bluntly, here's what I would prefer from Genshin. If I had like any say, this is what I would say. What up, Soups? How's it going? First off, give more reason to do co-op. Currently, there is zero reason to do co-op except for this event, because this event now has this, which gives you so much reason to do co-op. Gives you insane reason to do co-op. Awesome. In the main story and everything, and just, you know, with what you can do, give us a reason to do co-op. Don't have it just be domains. Don't have it just be the one-time bosses and that's it. Have it, you know, I'm gonna be honest, make it a little bit like an MMO, honestly. With MMOs, you had raid bosses, you had world bosses and such, right? I would honestly love it, real talk, if there was a thing where you can quote-unquote see different travelers from different timelines, is essentially what it'd be. If I was my 2 main DPS, with Team for Abyss, don't worry too much about the levels either. Completely up to you how you play. I just use Razor and Ganyu, but it really depends on each Abyss. I don't even know what this Abyss is like right now. Thanks. Ningguang's probably really good for this. Ningguang and Noelle are probably really, really good for that one. Noelle would be your healer, Ningguang would be your damage. Combine that with Razor as just big damage. It's probably your best bet. I'm biased towards Razor though. If I could put Razor in a team, I will put Razor in a team. Also, welcome to stream. How's it going? Web beat DPD. They should do a PTB for consoles so we don't get all the same damn bugs. True. No, I agree, Jay. I agree. But I do wish that they did a thing where, like, you know, you had different people on different timelines, so you can kind of see vaguely what people are doing, and maybe you can team up with them, you know, see people are like having trouble with things, be like, hey, you know, we can all work together on this like one domain that you're having problems with. Or there's a world boss that somebody, like, you know, everyone teams up together to fight the same world boss in one person's thing, get some artifacts, like something of that sort, you know. I think that would be really, really cool. And I also, honestly, this is just a me thing, I wish they had more Easter eggs, just saying. But the other big thing is expanding the Serenity Pot. They can expand the Serenity Pot so you can actually fully customize it. That would be dope. Like, that would be super, super dope. It's not going to happen, but it would be dope. And I would hope they can at least flesh out some more character stories. Because as somebody who just recorded Sayu's lines for the voice line video, like, Sayu was used for one mission, one event, one story quest, right? And all of her voice lines talk about sleep. And that's it. Unless you're in different languages, when it seems like it talks about more. It's just, give us some more personality for some of these characters. Or give us more hangout events, for sure. What the hell is this? Oh. Oh, it's one of the, okay. Let's see what it is. Never mind, don't worry about that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Once again, I'm just kind of walking and talking about what's on my mind. Because I do hope that Genshin, you know, I do hope a lot more happens with Genshin. It's just, right now, I think we're hitting a sore spot for a lot of players. I think we're absolutely hitting a sore spot with a lot of players. But once again, I'd like to make this crystal clear for anyone who's new here and doesn't know me. I'm an oddity when it comes to this game. Because from what I hear about other content creators who play this game, right, you know, they hardcore focus the Abyss dungeon over here. You know, they focus on making guides for, like, making their character freaking amazing and all this sort of stuff. Motherfucker, I just don't care. Like, I'll give them pretty good artifacts, but I'm waiting for stuff that's purely endgame. The Abyss dungeon, I've did it once. I did it twice, and I just honestly don't care that much about it. What? I don't know what I just said. I was waiting for that. But, real talk, like, I'm gonna be honest. You probably shouldn't ask me for advice on who... Like, wait till I know you just asked me, but you honestly shouldn't ask me about advice on, like, what characters. Because I'm incredibly biased. I don't even hide it. My team, for the record, my team that I just run for every single story quest ever is Razor, Ganyu, Kokomi, and Klee. Kokomi is my healer, Ganyu is for ranged DPS, Razor is for insane physical DPS, and Klee is just for elemental reactions. Yes, I have artifacts in every single character. Yes, I'm going to try to get all the skills up on every single character. Yes, I'm going to try to get all the weapons leveled up on every single character, what they're using. At the same time, there's nothing to do. There's nothing endgame. You can tell me to do the Abyss Dungeon all you want, but I just don't care about the Abyss Dungeon. The Abyss Dungeon gives me Primo Gems for a little bit, and, well, you know what else can give me Primo Gems? My wallet. My wallet cries when I do it, but I don't care. But I'm gonna be completely honest. That's how I am in this game, you know? Heck, you guys might have noticed my team right now when we fought the Fellflower. Noelle barely did any damage. Zhangling barely did any damage. Ningguang actually did quite a bit. Toma did nothing. That's because, look at, he's using a pretty bad weapon. Her weapon's not even maxed out. Her artifacts are, which is great. Her weapon's not even maxed out, and she doesn't even have that good talents right now. Zhangling has a pretty decent weapon. This, I think, is maxed out. Nope, never mind. I lied. And Noelle, I think, doesn't have it maxed out either. No, she has the maxed out, but she also has a bad weapon right now. That's not leveled up. Maybe we want to buy gems for skins? Yo, true. That's me with Dead by Daylight, true. Too. But I'm being real, right? I'm just being real that is how I play this game. I'm not in it for to do the most damage of all time. There's no PvP in this game. The closest we got to PvP was a hide and seek minigame. That was a ton of fun. Let's just be real. The hide and seek minigame was ridiculous amounts of fun, and I loved every second of it. Not gonna lie. I loved it. It reminded me of Prop Hunt, and I don't care if it was a ripoff of Prop Hunt. But there's nothing endgame except for the Abyss Dungeon, and the Abyss Dungeon honestly sucks. If you want my honest opinion, it really honestly sucks. So I'm waiting for, I'm waiting for that moment that they release, like, hey, there's a boss in Liwa that spawns. See if you can get people to join your world to help you take it down. You could try soloing it, but you definitely need a 4-person team who are all attacking it at different times. Increase, like, hey, there's a, Durin's back alive on Dragonspine, right? Or Dragonspire. Like, have maybe Durin revive, and you can go in, and it's not even a trounce domain like frickin' Azdaha over here or Senora. Like, have it be something where you just have to be with a group to take down Durin. That would be badass. That would be absolutely badass to just take down Durin with, like, a full team. Everyone's trying their best. You have to be a little bit coordinated there. You can't do it solo. Like, I would love for that to happen. It was bad, it was still fun. I agree. I would agree, Velocity. I was the same. I was really bad at it, but I loved it. That's just, like, once again, these are the things that are coming to my brain. I'm waiting for the time. I hoped it was at the end of the first expansion. Or sorry, the first, like, Mondstadt and Liwa. Didn't happen. We're at Inazuma. Give me some crazy ass boss fight where I have to team up with people. Because once again, I'm of the mindset that playing as a co-op, doing co-op in this game, which was advertised, by the way, when it first came out, playing co-op is pointless. You lose out if you're trying to get max friendship levels like I am. You lose out on getting more people friendship levels, and there's, like, no benefits other than you might get through it a little bit faster, just a little bit, not too much though. I just feel like I'm angrily ranting right now, but keep in mind, I do legitimately love this game. This game is a ton of fun. It's just there's so much stuff they're missing, and they're focusing on some side stuff. I get that, but we gotta get rolling on some of the actual stuff. Heck, if they put actual PvP in this game for some reason, like, I'd be a little upset because I hate PvP. Like, and this comes from somebody who plays Dead by Daylight a shit ton. I hate PvP. DBD's fun to an extent, but, like, come on. Like, we don't need to be fighting each other. Just keep giving us PvE stuff. After you go to Inazuma and get a full team to help you take her down. Yeah, Blossy, that's perfect. Or have it like the Raiden Shogun's puppet, because, the real Raiden Shogun is in the plane of Euthymia. The Raiden Shogun's puppet is out of control and is wanting to go on a rampage. Team up with other adventurers and put a stop to the rampage. That would be cool. And you're going up against the Raiden Shogun. You're going up against A, but in actual strength, right? A has the one-hit kill sword and could just rip your soul out of your body, like what happened to Kazuha's friend, Like, and you have to, like, defend against that and help your adventure teammates to do that. Have achievements if you all live or something like that, like something. And yeah, Soups, that's what I was saying, is like, people haven't played this game in a hot minute, whether it's because they've gotten bored on their own or just the updates aren't that interesting. Everything about the first updates from 1.0 to 1.6, super interesting, super awesome. You get to 2.0, Inazuma is great. You get to 2.1, okay, the 2 islands suck, but I mean, it's okay. 2.2, islands shit. Surumi Island, fuck that place. 2.3, we're back with Albedo and Mondstadt. Hey guys, you like Mondstadt, right? You like Dragonspine. It's a little hard to explore, but it's, you had fun there and it was interesting lore. Yeah, give us more of that. But, like, in Inazuma. But I agree with Blossy, like, there should be something like, maybe a weekly event that changes every week. the Raiden Shogun is on a rampage, defeat her and to calm her down. You know, one of the Harbinger, you know, Scaramouche was sighted over in Inazuma, messing with a ruin guard, and have it be like this souped up, like the ruin degrader or whatever the fuck it was from the event that happened at the end of 2.2. Have it be something like that, but also with like additional moves and shit. Like, that would be cool. Scaramouche like laughs at you at the beginning of the fight. The ruin grader like shows up and like it has just ridiculous moves, fires rockets from its hands, is constantly moving. You have to keep it moving in the proper areas. Yeah, you don't need like a tank DPS and heal sort of situation, because you can dodge through everything. But I mean, something like that. A rift opens up, you have your team up with players to fight negative versions of characters. That would be cool. That's taking it from the game of Rift, though, which was a decent game until they did not do any graphical updates and became a laggy mess. But I agree. Rift opens up. Oh my gosh, negative versions of the event of your vision holders are fighting. Go take them down. And it's 4 random vision holders out of every single character in the game. And you have to, like, you'll see who they are beforehand, so you can at least determine who you're gonna fight. Needs help with something? Gather your friends, go meet them at XYZ. Yeah, and like an event like that. Like, if you guys watch Final Fantasy XIV, when I played Final Fantasy XIV, or you play it yourself, you know, there's the Fates. The Fates, you can team up with other people or do it solo. You know, and I would love for a system where they do that. And I think that's the big thing that Genshin's missing right now, is just a more filled world. I understand that they are, you know, I understand that they are like focusing on trying to expand the world as much as possible and work on the lore. But I think right now, in all honesty, they need to work on the co-op and making the world feel more filled. Because right now, this world is empty. As you guys seen, I have literally walked all the way from Mondstadt, from the front of Mondstadt to behind Liyue, to, you know, I mean, this place is a little off the thing. I'm going to head to the chasm and I'm going to teleport back to Mondstadt. But, like, Fates are not that bad, Soups. Don't cry. You guys saw, like, the only things that's filled is Liyue Harbor with some NPCs that don't do too much, right? Guangxun Inn, there's a little camp over here. Dawn Winery, Springvale, Mondstadt. Other than that, there is nothing. It's the far expansive landscape that's just barren. And I know some people may like it because, you know, they really liked Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild might have been somewhat similar. I don't know. I've never played Breath of the Wild. And I know there's big comparisons between exploring in that game and this game. I understand that. But I want this game to feel like there's more people in it. Even if they put everyone on the same server, or something, and you can see like ghost versions of everyone else from different, you know, from different places. That would be cool. Heck, we're all connected to the same server, so I feel like it's like, oh, you know, we're on this server 1. By the way, I'm seeing Blossy pass right by me. You know, I see Soups passing right by me. Like, I'm just walking by. Oh, there's 2 random players that, you know, they're fighting different things. And they don't have to always be visible. They can, like, fade in and out and such. It's like, oh, okay, like, let's say Jay's playing the game or something. Oh, Jay's fighting, you know, these Hilichurls right here. I'm just walking by. That would make the game feel at least a little bit more complete. And just feel more filled. So that way you can at least, like, you see that you're around other players. You know? Because the only time you ever realize that this is a multiplayer game is when an event like this happens and you can do co-op, or you're doing a domain and you want to do it co-op for some reason. They can interact with and join you. Exactly. Give them like 10 to 15 seconds to like fade in and out, right? Or if you're in Mondstadt, right? Or let's say you're in a main city, let it be instanced. This is what I'm talking about. Let Mondstadt be instanced. Or Leewar Harbor or something like that be instanced. Where the moment you pass a threshold, so it could be like you're coming, like you're swimming from this side, or you're going through the front gate, or just like you go in and it's like you have now entered Mondstadt, and all of a sudden it fills up with like everybody. Where like Mondstadt is a place where you can see everybody and interact with the other adventurers and talk with them and everything. There could be, you know, 1,000, like 100 Noels all just chilling over here, right? There could be 100 Noels, but I mean, keep in mind, this game's not realistic in this sense because, you know, Tartaglia, we're not supposed to have seen this entire time until 2.2. So obviously this game is taking some, you know, creative liberties, right? But if I could love it if, like, I could just see, like, thousands of people all over here. Or, you know, if we had the insert popular Genshin streamer. Let's say insert popular Genshin streamers over here, like, you know, trying to do, like, an RP party or something, right? Hey, guys, we're all gonna go over to D-Luke's bar. I forgot the fucking name of it. But, hey, let's all go to D-Luke's bar, and we're all gonna chill here. We're gonna sit in the chairs and do this and do that and all that sort of stuff. You know, you'll see thousands of people over here just interacting, having fun, and just chilling and like bouncing around their like favorite Genshin streamer and such. That would be cool. But look, it's fucking empty. It's just, there's a cat drinking beer, there's a dog looking at me, and there's a man standing outside of a tavern. That's it. Like, I would love it if this was instanced and just, you know, that everybody who wants to like join in the adventure or something is right here, and then you talk to them. Yeah, you could join parties and go over there. Plenty of opportunities for good shenanigans. Exactly. And, you know, you could turn it off to where you're playing offline and you're just like right here, right? Or you're by yourself, so you don't have to like be around everybody, so it's not lagging or anything. Or better yet, have an instance party. We're at the point in technology where we have the opportunity to do instance parties. We're at the point where we can do massive servers. And let's say the game gets to a point where like there's not need of a server or player base. Obviously, it's already been to a point. It's at a point right now where it can just, all it has to do is connect to the game server, which should just be one small server at this rate. Or probably it's like a big server system, but at least it's just the game server, so they could just go back to this whenever they need it. And they could put a lore reason for it. Oh my gosh, the Fatui messed with like the world, like messed with Celeste, whatever the fuck this, there's a flying freaking up there. No. There's a flying city castle thing somewhere that you can't see right now, but it's just take my word for it. It's like over there or something. Like the flying city, they messed with it. They figured out how to do something and cut off everybody's connection to everybody else. Take the fight over to them, and you know, that gives an in-world explanation for why there's nobody able to see each other anymore. And it's just like a fancy thing of, hey, the servers are now, you know, offline. You know, it's just the game server. You're gonna play solo like it was in the beginning. Silly kit, cities can fly. Supposed to be able to see it from somewhere. Used to be able to see it, anyway. Once again, I know I'm not doing anything, and I'm just kind of on a little bit of like a tirade, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm just telling y'all, like, that is just my dream for this game. If they can make it, there it is right there. Good character. So as you can see, like right there, like that's the flying city. Like just have a thing where it's like, hey, by the way, that city, Fatui figured out how to get up there and fucked with it. Now all the timelines are individual again and nobody can see each other. That's your in-world explanation for why Nobody can see each other after, like, let's say the player base dies down. The person was hosting a cooking party was so fun. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I, like, I'm pitching these ideas, miHoYo. I know I'm, like, a small-ass Genshin streamer, and, like, I know my voice does not matter in, like, the grand scheme of things, because I'm, like, you know, I'm not the big Genshin streamers who pay, like, get on other people's accounts and pay for their characters and such, because I make butt tons of money and could just, they can fart and make $1,000. Like, cool. I understand that, but I'm offering a legitimate idea to make this game better. Don't worry about lore updates. Don't worry about rushing out the next big content patch with events and everything. Or you could keep doing events. Like, events by themselves, sure, fine, that's awesome. Don't worry about big lore stuff. Just focus on filling the world, make it feel complete. For those of us who are, you know, at the end game, whether we're just kind of casually playing or not, give something for us to do other than the Abyss Dungeon, and then give us a reason to do co-op. I think the biggest thing out of everything I just said, though, give us a reason to play co-op in this game. Because right now, this place is empty. Mondstadt is absolutely empty. Except for just random NPCs walking around. And the world is also just empty with maybe some, like, you know, enemies and NPCs walking around, sure. But I hope for a day, mark my words, I hope for a day where it's like timelines intertwined and you can see other adventurers, or you can see like you can see the other travelers from all the different timelines, quote unquote, right? Which is just other players, and you're able to interact with them all here in Mondstadt, or all in Liyue, or all in yeah, whatever it's called. God, can't think of what it's called right now. Oh, it's just Inazuma City. Well, everything in Inazuma City, right? Like, give us...
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Just give us something to make this world feel complete. Because right now it's still lacking. I'm still going to play this game for ages to come. Don't get me wrong. This is not me being like, do this, otherwise I'm going to start playing. No. Like, straight up, I'm still down to keep playing this game for ages. It's like, I just can't stop myself. But yeah, give them player interactivity. Let us do more stuff with the co-op. Then start fleshing out the story. Fix the little things, you know. Make it where the Serenity Pot is a little bit bigger. That's my own thing, but I'm just going to say that if I'm saying demands, that's my demands. Make the Serenity Pot bigger for everybody. Let there be player interactivity. Let the timelines combine or like align, so everyone can see each other and maybe group up. And give us a reason to co-op. Because if this is just supposed to remain a single player game, and like co-op is the afterthought, that's a really big missed thing. I don't know what else to call it. It's a missed opportunity. There you go. Because this game would so benefit from being like an MMO based. I know some people like really shit on MMOs and such, but I'm telling you right now, with this amazing world and just amazing things, I think it would benefit as an MMO. I really would say that it would benefit. They have the money. A shit ton of people play the gacha every single time. I know they have the money. I just hope they do it. Regardless, I'll still play the game. That's my hope. Anyway, enough about that. Last thing I'm going to do, it's been Kaya and Ganu's birthday. Ganu's birthday was actually yesterday. Please let me pet the dog. They're there, why can't I pet them? True, that too. Kaya's birthday was on the 30th. The acting Grand Master gave me the day off, probably because it was my birthday. Too bad I was in the mood for drinks, so I opted for a stroll instead. But you know, going where the wind takes me isn't all that different from what I always do. Just kidding. Our night jobs as Knights of Favonius can be both thankless and tough. The opportunity to leave our worries at the door, clear our minds, and just feel the breeze can be a real pick-me-up. So I ended up going a little further out than expected, only to find all these crystal flies around me. Well, is it just me, or were they also waiting for the winery grapes to turn into fine alcohol? Either way, I've heard you're quite fond of shiny little trinkets, so they're all yours. All in all, I think I'll refrain from solitary walks in the future. I'll ask you to come along instead. It'll be more interesting that way, I trust. Good old Kaya. This is another thing. Also, give more stories to the side characters. We've talked to Sucrose briefly at this event. That's it. We haven't talked to Kaya in so fucking long. Give us more interactivity with the side characters too. If you're not going to give us more time with like other players, just give us more time with these side characters and expand on their stories, please. If it's going to be one big update just to keep going through more and you're going to keep adding characters, it's going to get crazy. Just telling you. Anyway, Ganyu. I've been thinking, I've heard my colleagues say that among humans, birthdays are very special and are important occasions to be celebrated. They are days to go to places where you normally wouldn't go and spend more on things you wouldn't normally buy. Only then would they be considered birthdays. But for me, the passage of time is a trivial thing. I'm always very busy on my birthdays, and they always go by the same way every year. During my nap today, you unexpectedly appeared in my dream. You said something to me with a smile. Fortunately, I can't seem to remember what you said after I woke up. Maybe it's a sign that there's something you want to tell me. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to meet you. Either way, I'm prepared a gift according to Liyue customs. Here are some ginseng seeds, so you can experience the joy of planting and harvesting. There's no more room left to write about tips on planting and tending, but it's alright. Let's just discuss it when we meet. Okay, another thing. Sorry, another thing, because it just crossed my mind with these birthday messages. Give us a chance to hang out with characters on their birthday. I want there. This is a straight up real thing I'm saying right now. I want there to be something to pop up in the event. Ganyu's birthday, right? Ganyu's birthday was yesterday. Ganyu's birthday is one of these things on the top left. Not even a test run. You don't have the test run as Ganyu or anything. Just Ganyu's birthday. Go to, like, be like, okay, if you head to this spot right here, you'll find Ganyu. You can hang out with her. You can talk to her about lore things. You can talk to her about stuff that's happened in the game. Throw them a party at your Serenity Pot with the people they want to see. See what their likes are and what they want at the party. Bake food for them. That way you can make them happy, maybe increase their friendship, and, get this, good idea, also expand the lore of the character on their birthdays. And then give it a few days, you know? Have the main day be where, like, you can actually hang out with them and do all that sort of stuff. And then maybe a few days before, a few days after, you get to learn about their lore. You can talk to them and you know, interact with them to figure out what you're going to do on that day. And then even after the fact, you get to see their reaction to it. Where it's like, oh man, I can't believe you forgot my birthday. Like, let them make you feel shitty if you didn't, like, show up on your to their birthday. Like, because that way it at least encourages players to play some more for your game. And if you showed up, let them be super happy and give you a bunch of, like, friendship experience. Or they give you, like, their cooking items or something. Something of those sorts. Like, that would be cool. I'm throwing out ideas for free here. Come on. I'm an ideas man. What can I say? I don't know. I'm somebody who, like, I'm also one person. And keep in mind, I know my views do not line up with the views of other players in this game. I imagine, gonna be honest, knowing kind of the weird parts of the Genshin community, I imagine most Genshin players just don't give two shits. I'm gonna be honest with you, I imagine most Genshin players probably are like, I don't give a shit, I just want to collect artifacts, and I want to go to the streamer stream so they can give me, like, my characters and such, and yeah, that's fine, right? I actively care about the games I play. And I want them to get better. And I'm offering just honest, like, what I would prefer. But obviously, incredibly obviously, if you're somebody who enjoys this game, feel free to say what you would like to see in this game. there's a reason there's a feedback thing. I think I keep saying obviously, but I think with feedback, like, it's just like the simple, oh, rated 1 out of 5 stars and such. Like, or like issues. It's literally just about, oh, you've had issues in the game, tell us what. It doesn't tell you, like, for game suggestions and such, about stuff to maybe consider in the future. And you know that the big Genshin streamers, I'm just saying this right now, I'm pretty sure the big Genshin streamers, they don't care. They're just like, oh, hey, yeah, with whatever Miyoyo puts up, like, we're just gonna roll with. I'm not gonna offer any, like, advice. I would hope that the bigger Genshin streamers can use their platform to be like, hey, this would be a cool thing to add. Ask their, like, subscribers and everything, followers, whoever, what they think they should add to the game. Obviously, there's gonna be some troll responses. I keep saying obviously, I apologize. It's just, to me, it seems obvious. But I believe that most people would... There's gonna be some people who are gonna just be, like, messing around and, you know, just trying to, like, throw somebody else ideas out. But there's going to be people who are going to legitimately put forth decent ideas that those big Genshin streamers might agree with. And it sounds like some of them have contact with MiHoYo, so why not just, you know, say, hey, this is a recommendation for the community. You don't have to use it, but this is just something that they want to see, and this is their feedback. Like, this is the feedback that they have. Where Bennett would be like, you missed my birthday. Exactly, Glossy. But, like, they would give you ample time. Like, the Genshin Twitter would be like, hey, this person's birthday is coming up. Keep this in mind. And, like, the game should have a thing where it's like, hey, Amber is walking around the city and her birthday is coming up. Maybe you should talk to her about, you know, stuff going on, as well as what to do for the party on this day specifically. Once again, I'm biased. I'm thinking this is a good idea. Everyone has the right to argue with me and say that I'm wrong and everything. Everyone has the right to tell me I'm wrong, and that's not a good idea. Personally, I think that's a good idea. The past hour in this game, I've literally been just talking about ways to maybe make this game better. I want you all to know. I literally have been just spouting things that could be done to make the game better. I mean, like I said, there's not much I'm doing right now. Like, I have nothing else to do. I should go to sleep. I probably shouldn't go to sleep. Hey, Huta, birthday's coming up. Try to figure out what she wants for her birthday. She'll prank you a little bit, but, you know, she'll tell you that she wants X, Y, and Z for her birthday. Like, that would be the cool thing. Anywho, that's gonna be it for the stream tonight. We were supposed to do WarioWare tonight, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'd rather do that tomorrow. I have some things I gotta work on. For reference's sake, I want to give you guys a little bit of update of what's going on here. So currently on my laptop is currently encoding videos or VODs to go up on the VOD channel, because I'm going to try to get some VODs up. Issue is, when I'm encoding, I can't edit, and I am currently, we're going to be at 4 streams behind for editing. So I'm trying to get these done as fast as I can, get them uploaded, get thumbnails. I still have a few that I need to get uploaded on the VOD channel, but I'm going to work on that a little bit tomorrow. But to give you guys the full gist of what will happen tomorrow, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do my best to get the Sayu voice lines edited and uploaded tomorrow. I'm going to wake up at hopefully like 9 or 10 o'clock so I can get that started, get the other thing I have to do in life pretty much out of the way tomorrow. That way I can only that way I can have pure focus on either Skyward Sword or Buried Stars, whichever one I decide to do tomorrow. And then when I get home from work on Thursday, I'll do WarioWare. I don't get home until probably about 10 p.m. tomorrow. I guess it's today now, technically. I don't believe I get home until like 10. So we'll do WarioWare for a little bit then. It's only going to be a very short stream, and we might do like Dead by Daylight or something afterwards. We'll see. It's not that long of a shift, but I need to get it done. So yeah, expect on the main YouTube channel, Sayu voice lines later on in the day. I gotta record something for that really quickly, probably after the stream, which is not that bad. And then there'll be 2 streams tomorrow. I think we're gonna do Skyward Sword, so that way I don't screw up anything regarding like Buried Stars. And then let me just check. Friday will definitely be a Buried Stars day. And Sunday will be Buried Stars. And then if I check next week, next week is going to be a little bit weird, but I'll figure that out. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end off the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, if you're new here, feel free to follow. We do try to stream every single day, a whole bunch of different games. And yeah, we're just trying to get through as much as we can right now. But yes, have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Of course, my name is Gatafi. I'll see you guys next time for some more Reddit gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everybody.